Hello, this is Ian with White Horse RV. We'll be demoing the 2019 Jayco White Hawk 31BH. We'll start up here. You have your power tongue jack right here with up and down to move it. You have your light switch there for docking. There's a fuse here. On these jacks, if you overextend it or push it past that red line up, you can lock the jack, in which it will pop that fuse, and you would have to use your manual crank handle, remove this rubber cap, and break the jack free, and then it would operate again. This model also has the pre-prep hookups for a solar panel. It comes with the pigtail to attach it. We'll remove our propane cover. Lift up. And then you come to your automatic switchover regulator. You have a sight glass here. If this turns orange, the arrow where it's pointing at that bottle, that means that bottle's empty. It'll take from this bottle first since the arrow's pointing that way. Once this goes empty, that turns orange. It'll start taking from this bottle if you have your valve open. Then you just flip your knob, and now you're pointing at that. It's going to take from this first. This should go back to clear. You can unhook your other bottle and go fill it, and then do it on either side. You have a RV marine battery in here. It is a deep cycle. It gets charged when you're plugged in by the converter or by your vehicle when you're towing. You also have another plug down here, fuse, and that there is to your 7-way plug for when your vehicle's charging the battery. This model has stabilizer jacks. Both sides come down at once, in front and rear. These are just to stabilize. They do not correct leveling left to right. In your compartment here, you latch it up. And in here you will find a light. All these lights have a center button. Even if they operate by a wall switch, they'll still have a center button. You have your switch here for your front lights, and on this model it has a table stowed away. This is the handle for your jack. This one here is to override your leveling jacks in case you lost power. Now with that switch on, you can see you have your front accent lights on. Now coming around, you have your information for your RV here. Gives you the weight of it, gives you your tire pressures. This here is a black tank flush. This basically is a sprinkler head inside your black tank for your toilet. You want to make sure you have the valve open before you add any water into there, and make sure you shut the water off here before you shut the black valve. You don't want to overpressure the tank. Down here is your sewer connections. You hook your hose to here. You have your valve here for your black tank, and then you have a valve for one gray tank and a valve for a second gray tank. You also have the drain there for your fresh water tank. In between these two slide outs, you do have where you would connect in your campground cable to supply cable through the whole RV. We'll come around here to the back. You have your city water in connection here. This is where you put your pressurized water line. This would supply water to all the faucets and everything in the RV. If you did not have this, you would have to pre-fill your fresh tank, which I will show where that's located, and then use your pump to use your own supplied water. This is your twist lock cord. Basically, you unscrew this, you can pull it out, and you stow it away while in transit, and then just twist it in when you're where you are. Your outside shower, which has hot and cold in it. Your ladder right here, so you can access your roof. You would like to go up there once or twice a year to check the roof to make sure that the lap seal on the roof is good with no cracks or air bubbles. This model is also pre-prepped for a rear view camera. Here's your switch for your other stabilizer jack. And this model also has, behind this compartment door here, has an outside kitchen. You have a faucet and sink there. You have a refrigerator. This refrigerator is 110 only. It's only working when you are plugged in. That there's for your blue accent light. You have a cooktop that you pull out here. You need a grill lighter to light this, and it has a hose which you would connect to this fitting here, and then connect underneath there to the quick connect for the propane, and that would take propane from your front bottles. This here is the outside access to the back of your refrigerator. You can use a coin or your key to just twist this. You twist both quarter turn. You can pull that off to access it to clean the back of it. You usually have to do that beginning of season. That is your exhaust for your furnace. This is the outside of your water heater. This is an aluminum tank, so it has a nylon plug. We advise that you only use a nylon plug. If this gets stripped out, you just replace with another nylon. We do not advise using a brass or steel plug in this. Coming around here is the location where you would fill your fresh tank. You would just put a hose in here and fill the tank. It reads on the monitor panel inside, so you know when you have enough water in it. Then over here you have a mount for a TV mount, and you have a cable and 110 right here, so you could supply your outside television if you wished. Here you have the vent for the stove. There's two little clips under there. You have to pop up to open that or lock it shut, and that will let you vent anything over the stove outside. And this model has two outside speakers controlled by the radio and a power awning. We'll head inside. Your GFI outlet is located right there. If you don't have 110 at any outlets, I would check that first for the fuse panel. It's more likely that would pop first. You have your fire extinguisher located there by the door, and your LP and carbon monoxide detector, which is hardwired into the coach. So if you're not plugged in or charging, that or your radio will bring your 12 volt down. You have your control panel here. You have your TV here, which I will turn down. And you also have your radio here, which is also your DVD player. This controls all the speakers inside and out. Also plays DVDs, CDs, or Bluetooth. It is connected to that television there. This model also has a fireplace that comes with a remote. You can have it for heat or just for the look. And that's a 110 fireplace. If you go inside here, you'll see your connection for your TV. There is a switch here. With the switch in and this green light on, you are boosting your antenna signal but blocking your cable in. If you're hooked to cable, you need to push the button and turn it off. Light goes out. Now it will allow you to run your cable in. Coming over here, on this unit here, because of the service, you have to select between either using your water heater, the 110 side. You still use the propane side of it, but to use the 110 side, you'd have to toggle up. Toggle down is for the fireplace, an either or type setup. Now, up here is your control panel, as I said. You have your buttons to check your tanks. And that there will let you know how much you have in each tank. You have the electric switch for the water heater, and you have the propane switch for the water heater. You have your switch for your water pump, your awning light, your security light, living room master switch. Then you have your slide out buttons. Retract or extend here for the living room slide out. When you hear the clicking noise, it means it's all the way in or out. You also have your awning. If you hit extend, your power awning will go out. On a power awning, they are pushed out by gas struts, which if it gets excessively windy will allow the awning to move too much, which can damage it. So if there's excessive wind and the awning's moving, you want to bring it back in. You also have a pop-up power port here. It has two USBs and two 110 outlets. You just push the little red tab in to drop it down, and there you go. Coming around here, you have your RV stove and oven. To light this, you just turn your knob to the flame, and just like a grill, you twist that till it lights. And then just put it off to turn it off. And this is the fan that goes to that vent on the outside, and also a light. Your refrigerator is a 110 household style refrigerator, so you have to be plugged in for that to operate. Your refrigerator is an RV style refrigerator. It runs on LP gas or 110. You turn it on and off with this button. This here selects if you want it on auto or just on gas. If it's on auto, it's going to use the 110 side before the propane. It has to lose the 110 for it to switch to propane. If you want it on only propane, you have to push that in. If this here is lit, that means it did not light. You need to turn it off and turn it on again. Coming over here is the switch for your secondary slide out here for your bunk room one. Now, for this to go, your door has to be shut. There is a switch on this that if this door is open, it will not allow the slide out to come in. Coming in the bunk room, you have another mount for a television. You have your bunks, your couch, which could fold down to be a bed, and the top bunk will lower down just by pulling these two latches on either. Pull the one latch on the side, it'll rotate down. Then when you're done, you can latch it back up so you can sit on the couch comfortably. Now your heating vents are all the lower ducts, and AC is the upper ducts. Your air conditioner is here. You have your intake here with a filter behind it. This style filter, you don't have to take down and wash. You can, but you can also clean it by using your vacuum cleaner. Just run it across the grates once a week and you'll be fine. Now here is the quick dump feature. If that's open, it's going to let the air dump down quickly to cool the inside of the coach rapidly, but it's not going to push it through the ducts. You have to shut that for it to push it through all the ducts. Coming on into the bedroom in the hallway here, you have your thermostat. This style thermostat, you have to tap once to go through each feature. It'll do AC or furnace, and then to adjust temperature, you have to do one tap at a time. Coming into the bedroom, you have a ceiling fan and light. You have another mount for another television. You have power plugs at each side. You have your reading lights. One tap turns them on, one tap turns them off. One tap on, hold it, it will turn them to white. Then just turn them off again and they'll come back on as blue. You have your second bedroom door right there. You also have storage underneath your bed. You have your smoke detector up here. This is on a 9-volt battery. That you would have to change from time to time, but that only gets power from the 9-volt inside of it. Going into your bathroom, you have your shower. You have your switches on the wall. Lower switch turns the fan on. These turn your lights on, including your little blue night light. On these type fans, you do have to crank the lid up yourself. And this latch here is to hold the door shut. When you're in transit, you always want to have your shower doors latched when you're in transit. You have another outlet in here that is run off the GFI outlet. Coming back through, you have access panels here. This here will give you the access to the back of the water heater to winterize it or unwinterize it. Then in this compartment, you would have another access panel, which is removed now for the lower. That's to get to your water pump, because this is set up with a winterizing set. Basically, that valve there, you point it towards this clear hose, put this in your antifreeze, it will suck up and winterize the trailer. When you have it going to the white hose, it is sucking from the fresh tank. This panel will be put back on after the demo. This fan here, you have to crank up that handle. You have speeds here on how fast you want the fan to go, and this here is a glass fuse behind that knob. And that is the overview of this trailer. I thank you for watching, and if you have any questions, just call or check your owner's manuals. Thank you.